Happening right now, the kickoff to the Great American State Fair on the National Mall. The big event is tomorrow, but today marks the start of celebrations, with President Trump set to deliver an address in what is being described as a campaign-style rally.
NBC's Gabe Gutierrez joining us live now from the National Mall with the very latest. Gabe.
Hey there, Jonathan and Colleen. Certainly the festivities getting underway here. There are at least hundreds of people, if not more than 1,000 here already getting ready to watch the president speak. And this event, look, it was hastily planned in the last couple of weeks. You'll remember that it was several artists that had dropped out of the lineup to perform at the Great American State Fair. President Trump came back and said, well, the biggest attraction of them all should perform, and so he decided to hold what's become a sort of campaign-style rally. Now, we expect a military flyover. We have heard from military bands as well, and as you said, in just a short time, the president set to speak here. Is going to cap off a very busy day for President Trump. Earlier, he was on Capitol Hill. There was a riff with some Republicans on the Hill over the president refusing to sign that housing bill. There was a signing ceremony scheduled that he pulled the plug on at the last minute. A lot of questions about where that goes from here. Then also the president met with the NATO chief just a short time ago in the Oval Office. But today he has supporters here waiting to hear him speak. And again, he's set to take the stage in about an hour or so. Jonathan and Colleen.
All right, Gabe, thank you for that. Our Conan Nolan is here right now. What are we expecting to hear from the president?
Well, Gabe just said it. It's going to be a campaign rally. And now, remember, this is the one where ostensibly there was going to be a number of acts that had been invited. They said they were happy to do it until they found out that it was going to be it was not an inclusive rally, that it was going to be nonpartisan. They thought this was going to be a partisan speech by the president. I think that's what we're going to get. Don't know how long it's going to be, but he did say this is going to be the rally to end all rallies. So,
but is it designed to bring Republicans back into the fold? I mean, is that what he's doing, trying to shore up the party here?
I think the president clearly, and he's actually said this, the president views his public opinion polls as his ratings. He's a television guy going back to The Apprentice. And so those numbers have been really, really soft of late, even with polling that is usually sort of sympathetic to him. So as a result, I think he's going to use this, just a guess, but I think it's a pretty good one, to lobby, to tell the American people that what he said on Capitol Hill, which is, there's never been a better period in American history than right now. We are the envy of the world, and Iran's making all these concessions. It's going to be great. That's what we're going to hear from the president.
Meanwhile, all this is coming on a day where he cancels a signing with the housing bill, bipartisan, and then he lashes out at Senate Republicans as well today.
Right. So Bill Cassidy, a Republican from Louisiana, who Donald Trump doesn't like, apparently during the luncheon, he and a few others said they're upset about him not signing this housing bill, for one thing, which will become law in 10 days if he doesn't sign it. But it was about Iran. They came right out and said, listen, you said this was going to last 4 weeks. It lasted 4 months. None of the objectives were attained. And there was from what we understand, this is what Cassidy said, there was a shouting match at one point. And the president told him to sit down and to be quiet. That's why that sound earlier when President Trump said we had a good time at our luncheon meeting there with everybody except for a few, or there are a few I don't like so much. That was a reference to how heated it got. Republicans, a number of Republicans on the Hill are just fed up.
Is there any realistic chance he vetoes that housing bill?
It's unlikely. Okay. Plus, there's always a chance you could override that veto. That would be the worst possible thing for this president. And it's something that, again, it resonates with red states and blue states, because we have a housing crisis in California. They have one in Idaho, in Boise. They have one in Montana, in Billings. So this was one of the reasons why, I think all but six U.S. senators voted for this, Democrats and Republicans. So this was a head scratcher for them when the president decided not to attend the bill signing.
And this is not going to be a brief speech.
No, nobody knows how long, but it will easily be over an hour. It could be longer than that. And remember, he free associates a lot. And so I think when he says it's going to be the rally to end all rallies, that's pretty much at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe longer.
Got it.
Conan, thank you.
My pleasure.
All right, here's another live look at the National Mall. Stay with us for more coverage of the Great American State Fair. And of course, President Trump's address tonight. We'll be tracking the very latest ahead on the NBC4 News at 5.